channel is really talking about how, you know, this the first week of being a superintendent. What's the first week? What does it look like? And what do I typically do? Things I like to already have in place. You get you one of these to put your iPad in, your papers, your documents in. Typically, when you first come on the site, it's got to be demoed. So you're dealing with dirt and debris. So you want to have masks, gloves. I like to keep a pocket knife. My favorite one, Husky. I keep a small leveler that's magnetic. I'll tell you why. I like the magnetic stuff in a second. Pointer. Like I said, it's usually supposed to have the electricity turned off, the main electricity turned off, and you have temporary power. So sometimes it's really dark in the ceiling. You need to see something, so you need a pointer to be able to show, see what you're looking at, or if you're trying to show someone. And then I have a small lighter. This one has 3 different types of lights. Small, fits in your pocket. I always wear camouflage cargo pants because it has so many pockets in them, and so I can keep a lot of different things in the pocket. What you don't see here is a measuring tape, large measuring tape. You use it often as a superintendent. And I like markers. First thing I ask for is I ask for a copy of the plans. See how big it is. You get a copy of the plans, and then you're going to get a copy of this approved stamp plans. Those approved stamp plans, I only write on there when I need to do a red line. So if something's out on the plans that we notice, then I redline it. That's going to be on your approved plans, because you leave the approved plans with the customer at the end of the project when you're turning it over. I typically like to have a scaffold as my desk because I can magnetize and have these sitting on my desk. I keep a couple of extra helmets. I keep lights, extension cords, extra vests, hand wipes, different things, water, different things under my scaffold, and I'm able to kind of like have everything right there instead of a desk and putting stuff underneath the desk. It's just more organized for me. Some people might not want to carry a scaffold around, but I do. I usually always meet with my subs first thing. I print out all their scopes so I can see which sub is doing what, and that's pretty important because some subs can do framing and concrete, and you want to know what that which sub is doing what at all times. Your job as a superintendent is to walk the site, conduct safety meetings. You want to make sure everybody is safe. The job site is safe, so PPE is very important. I typically do a kickoff meeting the very first day. I meet all the subs, and then I walk around and find out what their scopes are and what they're doing. I have a sign-in sheet. Anybody that comes in there, they need to sign in. I've been in areas that were pretty bad, and people just walk in, and you want to know who's on your site. I like to also make sure that the communication language is the barrier is understood. I ask for subs that don't know English to download the app. I download the app so that we can communicate. If something's happening and I don't have time to run to their foreman to say, hey, I need you to talk to them in English, or vice versa, they need to talk to me in Spanish. Having the app allows us to communicate effectively throughout the project. I also like to order lunch for the team at least once a month or once every 2 weeks. This depends. This gives the morale and lets everybody know that I appreciate the hard work that they're doing. I walk the site like at least twice a day. What I plan to accomplish with this stream is show you the ins and outs of the life of a female construction superintendent. I'll walk the site. I'll show you the construction. Then once we get done with the demo, the next thing will be tearing up the floor, marking our saw cut, and then I will show you what we do when we cut the concrete, dig it up, do our underground plumbing, We do above the roof, h.u.e, everything that it takes to do in a construction project from start to finish. Um, Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to try to make it fun. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to kind of just do everyday life as a superintendent and what it takes to be a good superintendent. I've won customer service award 3 times in 3 years. I've done Tesla construction, Hezebrook, Diamond Constructions, and now I'm Dee and Ross. So, but still a lot to learn. I don't know everything about construction. One of my weaknesses is, measuring for openings in the CMU wall, which is the brick. Measuring those openings for new dock doors and stuff like that is it's not my forte. So I have to really dig into the plans. As you can see over here, the plans are pretty big. I read those plans daily. I read them back and forth, back and forth. But the trick is I start reading whatever scope I'm at. If I'm at demo, I'm going to just read the demo. I'll flip through the other pages, but my main focus is going to be on the demolition part of the plans. When I'm ready to go to framing or electrical or mechanical, then I'll dive into those sections more intensely than I would on a daily basis from the beginning. Because if you do it there any other way, for me, it was super, super, super overwhelming to read those plans like that. To read those plans like that. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to have some different scenes and scenarios throughout the stream. I'm looking forward to doing this. I've been wanting to do it. I don't have a camera yet, so I'll be using my phone and my iPad and my computer until I can get the streaming equipment. And just want to make it fun. I mean, sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes I'm screaming and hollering. Sometimes I'm getting cussed out at myself. I've had to kick people off my site before. I do a lot of reports. You have a lot of reports that you have to do. So far, I'm familiar with Procore, Rankin, and now I'm using a tool called Red Team. So I have to do reports, extensive reports every night. I take at least a minimum of five images of the site, and then emails. Not only do I email back and forth with the subs, I also have to email back and forth with the project managers, the owners. So a day can be full. By the time you get home, mentally, it could be physically draining, it could be mentally draining. But when you like what you do, it can be very fun and rewarding. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'm sorry, give me a call. Chat through the room. And I'll be happy to help answer any questions. Oh, another thing you have to deal with, you have to also make sure that you have all your permits prior to starting, demo permits and building permits, and then there's permits and inspections throughout the project till you get to the very end and get your CO. So we just got a CO on a project we finished about 2 weeks ago. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. It's some good stuff, And I don't get to run into very many female superintendents out here. I know they're out there, but I haven't been able to run into very many, any at all, to be honest with you. And so I thought I'd start streaming, what it's like to be a female in this industry. And you can probably guess sometimes it's very hard because you deal with a lot of males, I'm going to be honest, that don't like to take instructions from a female. So it can get, and then the other drawback is I do travel a lot, so I don't get to see my loved ones as often as I would like to. the good thing about the company I'm with now, they provide a senior family to you pay, where they pay for a plane ticket, once a month, and I think once a month or twice a month. There's some other incentives, and we'll get into those incentives later. And again, I just hope that these streams that I'm going to start doing is going to be very beneficial, especially if you're interested in getting into construction, or you just want to see what I do on a daily basis. Thank you.